went through a bit of a really, really challenging period about 5 or 6 years ago. My sister said to me, she said, Steve, you make all these different choices in your life. Maybe you need to go and talk to somebody about why you make those choices, right? And that for me was my freedom to go, because my ignorance beforehand was that therapy was a weakness. That was my ignorance,
of course,
right?
Same as me.
That was my ignorance. That was the way I kind of viewed things. I said, I don't need therapy. I'll be
Because
fine.
you're a man's man. You're a big rugby player, and exactly.
Everybody would have come to me as a friendship circle to talk
Same
to me, to do all this stuff, right? And then it got to a point where, when my sister said it to me, that was the catalyst for me to go, do you know what, she's right. And I'd never done it before, but what I did was I went to my GP, had a chat with my GP. I said, I need help.
Yeah.
And he gave me 2 names. I rang one person, they never rang me back. I rang another person, they rang me back, right?
Yeah.
And then I went into the world where, like with training in the gym, I'm not going to get strong in the morning.
No, exactly.
From doing a weight session. It's going to take a process.
No, and people need to know that.
And so I kind of approached it going, okay, this is a process. I need to go through it, whether I liked it or not. Now, there was a lot of uncomfortable conversations. There was a lot of tears. There was a lot of like challenges. There was all these things that, like, I could see myself reacting. But 2 years later, I turned around and I said, I think we're done, aren't we? And she said, yeah, we are.
Yeah, and people have to realise that. People are looking for the quick fix.
I was lucky it was 2 years.
No.
Right? But,
you're lucky.
Like some people will, and sometimes I look at it and I go, okay, maybe I should go back.
Yeah, but at least you know that you have the strength. For me, I just know that I'm saddled with this for life. Now, that doesn't mean to say that I'm a miserable person to be around. No. I'm not, and I'm a good friend, and I'd like to think that I'm somebody that people can share things with, and that. But I know, like you, that I know that if I get into trouble, then I have certain numbers on my speed dial or whatever, and one of them is a therapist and one of them is a psychologist, whatever, because I need to ring them and say, hey, look, I think I need another series of appointments. But people need to know out there that are listening to this, it is a process, and you need to find the right person for you too. It's not just about going to the first psychotherapist you can book in, because that may well be a failure. I think I had to try 5 or 6 before I found the right mix for me that I felt comfortable talking to. And then you get to a stage where actually I enjoyed going along on a Wednesday night for my hour of venting, so you could just sit there and just say, this has been miserable and this has been that, and that's when I really picked up that the best therapists just listen and they guide you through what you need to talk about, and they give you a bit of homework that you go away and just think about things differently. And I'm not talking about homework you go down and write a 50-page essay. No. Just say, hey, maybe we look at things a little bit differently. Yeah. And the CBT side of that, but people need to understand that's a good thing. I mean, Americans have probably over-embraced the kind of therapist for everything. But certainly, you're right. The first step is that. And it's not an easy step to make.